"You gotta make that coconut talk," my father would growl. By talk, he meant the sound the coconut should make when you were scraping out its hard but sweet and tasty white meat on the maru. Scraping coconut on the sharp teeth of the maru was definitely an art and a skill to be practiced if you didn't want the fluffy, shredded coconut meat it produced turning from white to red, and if you didn't want to wear Band-Aids for a week. It was the 1970s when we dared suggest to Dad that there was probably a labour-saving home appliance that could do the job. After all, Mum had a Mixmaster for baking, so we didn't have to spend time and energy slaving over hand beaters anymore.
I've not travelled back to the Torres Strait. I am proud to say that I am a Torres Strait Islander. I was lucky and fortunate that I was raised in my culture and heavily influenced by my late father. Raised on Bacacia Beach, I was taught by my father about our amazing Torres Strait Islander culture, especially our connection to the sea at an early age. Dad was one of a kind and a trailblazer in displaying our amazing culture in North Queensland and interstate. My earliest recollection of Dad is that he was tall and lean, but solid in build, probably from the good island diet he consumed. He was the perfect dad, funny and kind. He always looked at the brighter side of life. His smile and laugh would light up a room. Dad's last paying occupation, I recall, was that he was employed as a high-voltage electrical linesman for the Queensland Electrical Commission from 1982 to 1991, and he was the first Indigenous linesman in the state.
I was born and raised on Waibeni, Thursday Island, in the Torres Strait. My tribal groups are Wagadagam, Mabuyak Island in the near-western part of Torres Strait, and Peudu, Erub Island, in the eastern part of Torres Strait. My totems are crocodile and frigate bird. My constellation is the shark, and my wind is the northwest wind.
I knew him as a child of islander birth, at home on a beautiful island, the jewel of the coral sea. Frolicking on beaches and op magir, he loved to roam or mastering the art of sisi on the tallest coconut tree. Who was that boy? Apek Kebile, for all his tender years. Trekking the miles to school was always a familiar sight. Of Lamar and Lugle he boasted no fears. The zogo of his arer he trusted and clung to with might.
I want to tell you a story about mainland Torres Strait Islanders that was told to me by my grandparents, Francis and Agnes Tapham, nee Ross, as they saw and experienced it. This yarn is important to me because it not only influences the opportunities and services I have access to today, but also influenced how I grew up as a Torres Strait Islander person living on the mainland. I was born in Cairns but moved to Sydney with my mum, Katitsa Bukic, when I was 8 years old for better educational opportunities. It was important to her that I spent as many school holidays as I could with my Townsville family, and so I visited my grandparents, my older sister Angelina Tapim, my older brother Francis Tapim Jr., and my extended family often.
Every afternoon after school, Sissy always would go for Nene and Dato house for play until mom and dad finish from work. Favorite thing blame for do, climb up the big wangai tree front where Nene and Dato house. Sometimes make him was cubby house, carry a short piece of wood and let her name across a branch for make your chair for sit down. If not, go act for be inside circus, a swing from branch to branch, try Lego old tricks. No more hang upside down was his sapur. But this one day Embi go for Nene Dato house, Embi pretend the big wangai tree be a pirate ship.
I'm a little envious of other islanders who had the opportunity to grow up back home, on top, in the Torres Strait, and those who are raised with island custom on the mainland. In many ways, they play an essential role as the custodians and keepers of our culture. They also ensure the continuity of our practices, customs, knowledge and time-honoured traditions. Regardless of where we live and how we were raised, as Torres Strait Islanders, we will always remain bound and deeply connected through our ancestral roots and our continued ties to our island home.